Okay, with next is our medium category, and this category award winner is Bankers Trust.
Bankers Trust, we're an independent community bank. We are, there's roughly 600 employees in the state of Iowa. We have offices across the state, and we conduct a lot of financial services and try to help a lot of customers. Because it started even back when John Ruan Sr. bought the bank. He was known for being one that embraced the smartest voice in the room, no matter where it came from, no matter what's your background, what is your ethnicity, it didn't matter. And I think we've taken that culture and moved it forward to today. We are known for being diverse. We are known for that inclusivity and bringing people to the table and listening to folks. And we are known for having all opinions matter, and I think that actually is a powerful recruiting tool.
You can't just say you want to be good at diversity and inclusion, you have to be intentional about it. And so that starts with our recruiting efforts. Not only do we look at training and coaching our managers to consider diversity in their decisions as they're making hiring decisions, but we look at all of our feeder programs, like our internship programs and our youth boards and our management training programs and our leadership academy, to make sure that we've got representative voices in those rooms. So you have to be intentional about the recruitment part of that. For the retention part of that, once you get folks here, you have to make sure you have an inclusive environment into which they can grow and be promoted in. So we not only track statistics of representation, but we track statistics about promotions and opportunities at every level of our organization, and we share those on a frequent basis, quarterly or more, with our senior leadership on how those statistics roll up from our talent reviews and succession processes.
I've had the opportunity of working for 3 different CEOs here at Bankers Trust, and each of those individuals were really committed to diversity and inclusion. You can't do anything if your leadership is not on the same page with you. And so, as everyone says, it comes from the top down, and that's true, because when you're trying to be committed to diversity and inclusion, you need your leaders to support that. Bankers Trust has been on this journey for a long time. We have not taken for granted that we have it all perfect, although we get awards for what we do in that field of diversity and inclusion. But we know that every day we have to stay focused on what our strategy is as it relates to diversity and inclusion, and not become comfortable, but always looking for new ways to improve where we are in the arena of diversity and inclusion.
All right, those that are representing Bankers Trust, if they'd like to come to the stage to accept their award.
Hello, good morning. I'm going to ask for a little response too, because that energizes me up here. It's great to see so many faces out there. My name is Amanda Young. I'm the Senior Vice President of Human Resources with Bankers Trust. So I know we're all feeling tons of things after this morning. For me, today has been about inspiration. It has been about storytelling. It's been about brokenheartedness and bravery. I have the honor of accepting this award on behalf of all of our team members at Bankers Trust. So thank you to the Greater Des Moines Partnership for continuing to recognize our company in this space, but also thank you to everybody who's sitting at those Bankers Trust tables back there. I want you to stand up. Yes, all of you, stand up, wave. It's your daily efforts and passions that are the real reason I get to stand up here today and accept this award. In particular, thanks to Scott, Sharon, Will, and Crystal for your work on the application, and far more importantly than that, for your efforts to attract and retain diverse talent, to educate and communicate about the value of inclusion and civility, not only inside our walls, but outside of our walls. That's important to making this community stronger and better. We are better as an organization, frankly, as human beings, for the work that team members like you do. I am also thrilled to recognize our leadership team. We have a kind of divided force here today, so I appreciate the members of our leadership team that are here with us. We have this really fortunate problem to have. We are at 2 different award ceremonies today, getting recognized for 2 of the things that we value the most, inclusion and philanthropy. So that's a great problem to have. Yes, yes. So thank you again to all of those folks. Our Diversity and Inclusion Committee, we have representatives here, there. You saw Lindsay Kennedy stand up. She represents us on the Inclusion Council at the Greater Des Moines Partnership. So it's a collective effort in all the things that you do. So as I stand here and I reflect back on, what's our story that led us to this podium today, I have to think that we have been setting trends in the diversity inclusion space, frankly, before it was popular to do so, before you could even win awards like this. So you don't rest on your laurels, though, there. You have to have a secret to keep that momentum going from 300 employees to over 600 nationwide. And when people ask me that question, I think the answer is simple. We have been and continue to be willing to climb up the rough side of the mountain and never stop that journey. What do I mean by that? I mean that we don't have simple conversations that make everybody feel comfortable, and then we leave the room not really knowing our neighbor any better. We talk about things like unconscious bias, the Me Too movement, PTSD that affects so many of our veterans, and they grapple with this. And what it's like to have family and friends who re-enter the workforce after incarceration. We talk about the real things that impact our workplace and lives. And we stand on immigration issues by writing letters to representatives in Congress on behalf of our employees. We find ways to allow our employees to share their cultures, including the adversity they faced, and guess what? We tell them that they are stronger because of where they've been, not in spite of it. This is an ongoing journey, and I think it's events like this that remind me, hopefully all of you, that we are more powerful operating as a whole versus the sum of our parts. So everyone that knows me out there knows that I mean this when I say, call me up. If we're not already working together in this space, I'm thrilled to look out and see the faces of so many impressive peer organizations, so many leaders, some of which I've gotten to work on things like the Des Moines Fellowship Program or Diversify Des Moines. I love to have a cup of coffee. I love to talk about our respective companies, how we can change those cultures to be more inclusive, and how that will impact the community at large. Again, on behalf of Bankers Trust, I thank you for this award. I think we're equal parts, and I speak for my group and my team back here, humble and energized to be receiving it. You continue to put gas in our tanks. You've fueled us to move on through this journey that is so rewarding, not only for me as an individual, us as a team, but the community at large. And we look forward to continuing that journey with you. So thank you very much.